Well, first up, we are going to hear from Joel Merritt. And I'll hand this off to you. And some of us, a lot of people here in the room know you, and your wife, Gabby, has been involved with NeoLife for 16 years, but you were far from living the NeoLife style. Can you tell us a little bit about what life was like before the challenge?
Sure. This story was being built for 16 years, and it was definitely, I think, Gabby's toughest sell. But thank the Lord, she kept praying for me and kept encouraging me. But shortly after we got married, I started packing on the pounds, and I just wasn't myself. I didn't fit into any of my clothes, and I just kept sizing up. And I was a farmer in the Central Valley in California, and it was hot. I hated the summers. I used to swim. I used to play water polo, and at that point, I avoided all pools, just self-conscious, anxious, and uncomfortable. Wound up over the years getting more sickly and not feeling well, lacking energy. During those 16 years, I tried a couple of diets. I was always able to lose a lot of weight, but every time I would put that weight back on plus an additional, 10 pounds usually. And I did that several times during the course of those 16 years. Every time Gabby would come to me and say, she'd always encourage me to use NeoLife, and I was just hard.
And Joel, if I could jump in, thank you so much for sharing from the heart. And with those other trend diets that you had tried in the past, what happened? Were you able to eat? How are you feeling when you did those other things in the past?
Well, okay, so the first real weight loss, I starved myself and ran on a treadmill. And I wound up in the emergency room 3 times for anxiety attacks. And I didn't eat much. Another fad diet. I wound up being diagnosed with anemia because I just wasn't eating right and getting the nutrition that I needed. So I just kept getting worse and worse. Even though I'd lose the weight, I wasn't getting healthier.
And I love how you had mentioned to me that you would tell yourself you were going to do these fad diets until you reached that goal weight, and from there you would just eat healthy and it would stay off.
Yeah, absolutely. I was always looking for the quick fix, so I'd always do something hardcore, knowing that as soon as I got, to a kind of something that I was okay with, I was going to be back to normal. So, never really a change of heart at that point. But
and luckily, your wife Gabby kept encouraging you. Could you tell us a little bit about how you got started with NeoLife and your transformation?
So after the previous to NeoLife trend diet, I kind of got back to that normal eating pattern, and it wasn't just a number of months, and I had put on the majority of that weight back, and I was pretty sick. I had gone through a lot of stuff in my life. And at that point, I looked back and I was like, I've been through all of this just to still be fat. And finally, Gabby says, Joel, we've had these NeoLife products here. Why don't you try that? So it's like, fine. And pretty reluctantly, I did. and wow, within the first 3 weeks, I started out with the 3-day detox, dropped 7 pounds right there. And right then I knew that, okay, I'm going to do this. And in 3 weeks, I was just losing weight and regaining energy. And then it was on. And I was encouraged by several folks like, you got to join the challenge. And I was figuring, well, I'm committed to losing weight on this. I might as well earn the money too. So.
And that you did. So how are you feeling today, standing up on stage at convention as a challenge champion?
I'd say this is pretty incredible. It wasn't too long ago, I would have never guessed that this was going to be the case, but the Lord has really softened my heart to listen to my wife, and He's blessed me through all of this, so I feel great. Health-wise, I've got amazing energy. I fit into my clothes. I feel like I used to. before.
And Joel, you have had an incredible transformation. We see that here in the photos. But your transformation has inspired you to share with others. So could you tell us a little bit about your business goals for the future as well?
Sure. So when these products have been around our household for 16 years. Always, Gabby's been taking them, giving them to our children as she had them, and we were at a crossroads in our life where we were going to move, or we decided to move. After I started losing weight, things just started changing. The Lord started changing things, and we saw this as something we could take with us when we moved from California to Indiana. And things were tough making that transition. We had to go out on faith big time, and every month, even though I was living more and coming up short at the end of the month, our NeoLife business started growing a little bit more and a little bit more.
Your transformation has played a big part in that. You've inspired a recent 90-day challenge winner, Josh Cox, to get started. And Josh, do you mind? You were telling me how much weight you had lost to this day. Do you mind just 44 pounds, and you started in January. So you haven't just changed your life, you're changing the lives of people around you. So thank you so much for having the courage to share your story and listen to your wife.
Yes, absolutely. And one thing that has been huge is when I finally experienced the life-changing products in my life, it's given me the confidence to know without a doubt this will help every one of you in here and every one of you out there, and it's fantastic.
Thank you so much. If you'll just pass the mic down to Nikki. Nikki, you'll come on up. This is your time to shine here. You have earned it. We'll just pull up your stats here behind you. And so Nikki's lost 75 pounds, 40 inches. She's down 4 sizes. And with this weight loss, she's been able to get into fitness and is running actively and finishing 5Ks. But could you, go ahead, applaud for her. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in. But could you tell us what life was like before NeoLife and committing to the challenge?
Yes, life before committing to the challenge.
Just hold the mic up a little.
Do I really have to? Okay.
You do.
I went into rehab 2 years ago for alcoholism, and that's kind of where all this starts, which I think is really important. So I spent about 6 months, I'm skipping the before. It was really dark before the challenge. My life, it's actually kind of foggy, but things I remember, instead of, when I'd need my kids, for instance, instead of running upstairs to get them or talk to them, I would yell for them because I didn't want to get off the couch, or I didn't have the energy to have the energy to engage with them and be present for them. So that's kind of one of those.
And how were you feeling other than dark?
I was depressed. I had, how did I feel? I felt miserable.
And you were lucky. You had a big supporter in your life who is here with us today. Could you tell us a little bit about this person and how they encouraged you to get started?
Okay, so this person is my mom, Lonnie Meese. I would not be here today, up here, if it was not for her. I had decided I was ready after 6 months of just trying not to drink. I was ready to get healthy. And I told her, she's like, you should join the challenge. I'm like, I'm not doing this for anybody else. I just want to have this thing for me. She's like, just join the challenge. Just do it. Just turn in your information. I'm like, okay. And she's like, you should start with a 3-day detox. I'm like, okay, I have one of those. I can do that. So.
And what were your results when you got started with a 3-day detox?
I lost 10 pounds.
So changing your diet?
Yes.
Taking the supplements?
Yes. Taking the supplements, taking the shake, eating fresh. It was really good doing the detox because it gets your sugar cravings gone, and you starting to crave the fruits and vegetables, and that was not what I was eating before.
So how did you feel after that first 10 pounds?
Really good, and kind of hopeful, like maybe I can do this. There was a lot.
And can you tell us a little bit more about your results now? You've lost over 75 pounds.
Yes. So I forget where I was a year ago a lot until I look back and I see the pictures. And we were actually at dinner with my dad and my stepmom last night, and he's like, I don't remember seeing you like this, but I mean, that's how I'd been for years. So there's a lot more hope, a lot more confidence in my marriage, confidence in what I'm wearing. I can wear my wedding ring. It's broken, so I don't have it on. But I was able to put it on after years, and that was really exciting. Just the little things, and I'm present with my kids, and yeah.
And there was something you made clear you wanted the audience to know. And Nikki was a little worried that people would think she became a challenge champion and gained a little weight. So if you see behind us on the screen, we have her before, her after, and her because. You want to tell us about that? You want to share a little bit about this other exciting
So
thing you
yes,
have?
I actually did not think I was going to get pregnant again because of how much stress I'd put on my body, how much weight I lost, but just with all of the other stuff that had happened. And my husband was like, okay, we can go ahead and try, but we were like, this is going to take a while. Let's just be I got pregnant right away. Like, it just, so, and I know that's from NeoLife. I firmly believe it's because putting the good things in our body that helps support us is key. So.
And what do you think about your prizes?
Oh my gosh. So seriously, you guys encourage us to be like, do something that changes our lives, and then you lavish us with all these wonderful, clothes.
You earned it. Very nice.
Yeah, and a great dinner I never would have gone to. So that was awesome. Yeah, it's pretty humbling.
Well, we had a lot of fun with you and all the champions. Thank you so much for sharing. And if you'll just pass the mic to Melissa. I'm just going to move you over to the spotlight here that you deserve. So, Melissa, let me show off your before and after.
That's Jennifer.
Lost
Oh, that's
over 124 pounds. I think you're over 4 sizes down.
good. Yeah.
But could you tell us what life was like before NeoLife?
First of all, I'm picturing you all naked, so suck it in, because this is not me.
You all look great up here.
You all look great. Life before NeoLife was pretty depressing. That dress that I threw across the stage is what I lived in. I didn't get out of bed. Life was tough for me. I would wear that out when I had to go out. But I would go into the store and I'd wind up leaving and just leaving my cart. It was very hard. I had no confidence.
Yeah, and it also took a toll on your husband.
Yes, he was very worried about me. John Lockhart, he's back there. He checked on me every day. Sometimes I wouldn't even answer the phone for anyone because I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to tell anybody how I was feeling. I contemplated suicide many times, and I didn't want to do that because I have people that love me. So it was either sink or swim. And
then you were introduced to someone.
my sister, Rachel, who is back in Florida, she introduced me to Jennifer Christmas, who is my life coach and saved my life. I went to her to get my hair colored purple which I tried to do myself, and it didn't work very well. Yeah, so she saved my life and
How did she
introduced
encourage
me.
you to get started?
Well, she invited me to a meeting that day, and I was that big right there, and not comfortable with myself at all. So I was desperate, and I said, I'll try anything. I went to a beautiful flower shop for my first meeting. Miss Levon was there. Tony was a speaker. I remember many things about it now that I've been here at this wonderful place. And I signed up right then. I was so desperate. I didn't quite do it because I was still in that dark place myself, and she stayed on me. She stayed on me, and she stayed on me, and I started doing it, and then I started seeing results.
And you started with the breakfast pack?
I started with the breakfast pack, and I started to see results, and I was like, wow, this is something. This is working. And should I go into where I was getting injections and...
Now they know, so we'll skip over
Okay.
that so we don't
Skip
make
over
any
that.
claims.
Okay. Okay, well, anyway, it started to work. I started to lose weight. I started to feel better. I could start to move. I could start to go into the stores and not have to, well, wear that dress and feel uncomfortable. I started to drop weight more and started to feel better about myself.
And you recently went to the doctor. You were
And
surprised at what he said?
I went to the doctor the day before I left to come here. And my doctor said, and has been saying, keep doing what you're doing. And is doing research himself and is thinking about signing up himself. And I told him, if you do that, you better sign up under me. Don't do it without me.
So your health transformation is helping you build your business and share the products.
Yeah, I want to help people, and there's people in particular that I want to help. I'm after my best friend Donna, who's in Staten Island. I'm after her. She's got thyroid problems. So yeah,
And what did you think about your prizes, Melissa?
my prizes is just a bonus. I'm not used to dressing like this. It was amazing. I feel like a superstar. This is like a dream come true. You watch this stuff on TV when you're a little kid. That's what I did. Oh, wow, a makeover. Oh, you know. I mean, I wanted to sign my mom up once. You know, how do you do that? It's a dream come true. It really is. It's just an added bonus to have a recognition like this. And I don't know how to, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, you are indeed a NeoLife superstar.
Superstar.
And we're so blessed to have you in the family.
I thank you all, and I thank NeoLife, and I definitely thank the person that's up next, which is Jennifer Christmas.
And you said you were nervous to speak. Now you're introducing. So Jennifer has a lot of stats up there. She has lost over 160 pounds. She's down 31% body fat, down 22% in her body mass index. You're 8 sizes down. I think it's over as well, more than that. And you've also completed 4 5Ks, three of which
being mud runs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, could you tell us a little bit about what life was like before NeoLife?
Okay, so life before NeoLife. I'm a hairdresser, nail tech for the last 23 years. I was having back pain, hip pain, knee pain, feet pain. I would be exhausted by the end of the day. I could barely get out of my car when I got home. I would get out of breath just washing someone's hair. That's how overweight I was. I was at my highest weight ever. I had yo-yo dieted my whole life, tried every latest diet fad out there. I would lose the weight and gain it back. As soon as you stop doing what you're doing, you gain it back.
And then you...
Then I was Wade, who's not here. His wife is here, though, Dean. He sharpens my shears, and I've known him for 13 years, and I think they've been in the business almost 5 years. And I started December 2017, about 19 months ago, and I asked him, once I started seeing results, I lost 25 pounds in the first 30 days, I lost 55 pounds in the first 90 days, and won the 90-day challenge. And I asked him, I said, why did you keep this from me? Why did you not tell me about this sooner? I've known him for so long. And he says, well, I did, but you just weren't ready. So December 8th, 2017, he called me and we were talking about some of my health issues. I'd recently been diagnosed with high blood pressure and at my highest weight ever. And he invited me to a meeting at the living room with LaVon, and Tony was there through Zoom. And I started that very next day and haven't looked back.
And And in addition to changing your eating habits and working out regularly, you are able to make those health changes. Mm-hmm. And could you tell us a little bit more about how you're feeling today and the results you've had?
I feel amazing. I'm able to shop in the juniors section now and not the women's plus size section. I have unlimited energy. I walk 5 miles every morning, and then I do a boot camp after that every day, 6 days a week, and then go to work after that and work 8 to 10 hours and still have energy when I get home.
That's incredible. And this is the first time in champion history that we have two weight loss champions that are connected on each other's team. Mm-hmm. So could you tell us what it feels like to have Melissa here with you?
It's an honor to know that I've helped someone achieve this, that, people are being inspired by my story, and, hopefully I can inspire more and have another person here next year.
Well, we're counting on it. And what did you think about your prizes?
Amazing. I went over my $1,000 and had to put some on my Macy's card. And I'm looking forward to getting my $1,000 cash.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I've got some money I got to hand out.
Woohoo!
Jennifer, and your real check is behind
I
this.
see that.
Melissa? Sorry. And we've got one more check. So on top of all of their prizes, they've earned $1,000 cash to spend however they'd like. And if you'll just come up closer, let's give them a huge round of applause. Thank you. And we'll give them a huge round of applause as they head back to their seats. Thank you. You're superstar. Well, those stories were incredible, weren't they? And I know that every single person in this room has a story of how NeoLife has impacted their own health. And I know I do. Before I joined the company, I was just unmotivated and I wasn't excited for the future. But because of these incredible products And especially because of the incredible support we have from this family, I know that I have the power to take control of my health. And we have the tools to show other people how they can take control of their health. So we have another day and a half where we're going to hear so many more powerful stories. And I want to challenge each of you that when you go home, you're not going to forget about these stories. You're going to share them. You're going to share everything that you've seen and heard today. And together, we're going to end the trend. One person, one family, one story at a time. Thank you.